We give it a few minutes as we go live. Yes, we are on. Okay, so hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. And thank you for joining us today for this session. Today, a topic which has been coming up a lot in the news over the past few months, and that is about morals and values. जो हम लोग अपनी values रखते हैं, the kind of values that we are holding, the kind of values that we are taught by our parents. It's been a lot in news about, some young people committing murder because their parents fixed their marriage up with somebody else or whatever, pushing people off the cliff, vagara, vagara. And so as I was getting to know about this incident that involves a young couple or, a trio, I was reading all of these comments about, people, some of them saying, what kind of values does this generation have? What kind of values are the parents giving to this generation? And what kind of, what kind of a mindset is what these people have? How can they even think of things like this? How can they even think of doing something like this? And so people are questioning the kind of values that the younger generation has. Yeah, the kind of values. We will start from here, but then again, we will go into the energy space of what values are and what we think values are. And when we think about our values, तो वो हमारे लिए क्या करता है? What does it do for us when we uphold our values? What does it do for us in the body space? And what does it do for us in the energy space? Yeah. So here it is. I was just curious, saying, okay, fine. So this person, in the name of love, right? This young girl who is in love with somebody, decided to not marry the person that the parents had put out and instead chose to murder the person. And I was curious about this because I said, yeah, this is a human, this is a human error of judgment as to what all you can do. But I was curious to find out कि ऐसा पहले भी कभी हुआ क्या, किसी और ने किया क्या. I found a story which is all about Rukmani and Krishna. I found a story about Rukmani and Krishna. That Rukmani, her marriage was arranged to somebody by her brother. I don't remember the names and they could be all wrong, So if you are interested in the story or where it's going, you can check it out because I was just curious about this. So I Googled and this is what I found, that Rukmani, Krishna's better half, her marriage was fixed by her brother to somebody else. And she didn't like that. And she wanted to marry Krishna. So she reached out to Krishna. And then Krishna waged a war, took Rukmani, and then in the process also humiliated the brother. Okay. And then it became this war wherein many people were killed and many people died and the brother was humiliated, and the doer was no other than Rukmani, Krishna's wife, right? So if you look at the story, it has many resemblances. Wahan pe, it was not just one person who died, there were many people who died in the name of love. When we look at, what was his name? I forget his name right now, but Sanjukta and Prithviraj Chauhan. Yeah. So Sanjukta wanted to marry Prithviraj Chauhan, and they didn't invite him for the Swayamvar. And she insisted, and then he picked her up, eloped with her, and then there was so much of rivalry and animosity between those two families. Yeah. Now, the only thing I can gather from this is that this dying and killing for love in the name of love doesn't seem to be new. It's been going on in Krishna stories, and it has been going on in the historical stories as well. And at any point in time, no, depending on what your capacity was, these are all kings that we heard about. So they had the capacity to wage wars. And so they didn't just kill one person, they killed many people in the name of getting their love. And we don't really shun them. We talk about their stories, especially Prithviraj Chauhan and Sanjukta. Yeah, this is love, that you fought all the forces and you got there. But what did you do to get there? You killed people, there were battles, there were wars waged. And so many people were killed, and today that seems to continue to happen. So, as we say, what is with this new generation? I would say, oh my God, what was with the old generation as well? Because it seems that this kind of stuff has been going on forever. It's not about a generation. So, now we move into the personal space of values itself. We take a lot of pride in our value system. We take a lot of pride. I come from a I come from a place, or rather a similar space, where for the longest time I used to take so much pride in the fact that Mani, even though he worked with politicians of the highest order, prime ministers and presidents, he never took money for the work that he was doing. He never took money. So we didn't make any money, but we had all the power. We had direct access to the prime ministers and presidents, but there was no money in it. And Mani used to say कि नहीं नहीं पैसे लेना ऐसे कामों के लिए पैसे लेना is against my principles. This is an honorary job that I do, and this is against my principles. And so his principles, his morals, his values did not allow him to take money. Okay. And so we came from the same space. Now, look at the political system that is existing today. Forget today. Look at the political system that was in existence that day. Was money being made in so many different ways possible? It was. The people that money was serving, those politicians, the prime ministers, and the presidents, had they used the money in so many different ways? They had. They had used their money to get into power, they had used the money to buy people, etc., etc. And suddenly, so now you start to question, where is this value system sitting, serving these kind of people? So, who do the values actually belong to? The values only belong to us. And through it, what are we doing at all times? We are judging ourselves all the time. Yeah, I am serving the not so honest people, but I am so honest. Yeah, all the politicians, forget who was in power then and forget who is in power today. Just look at the political system. Do you think it works on honesty? That's a very fun question. Does it work on honesty at all? No, it doesn't work on honesty. But has it been working all of these years? Not just here, but across the globe. Has the political system been working? So, what does it mean? That all the people in the political system, do they not have any values? They must be having their own set of values. And we sit on the outside and we judge them from our set of values. My set of value is that money is wrong for this purpose, And now I will judge whoever on the outside who is taking that money, giving that money, doing whatever it is with that tool called money. And then what is it it is creating for them? What it is creating for them is their story. Their story might be it's creating, convenience for them. It's creating comfort for them. But what am I creating when I look at these people who are working against my value system? What am I creating? The webinar from last time, the webinar from last time was resentment. And it just adds to this that when I look at people breaking my value system, whoever it is, whoever gives me this opportunity of judgment, because things are happening every day. Things are happening every day. News is filled with all kinds of stuff that is happening every day, where somebody is being judged as right and somebody is being judged as wrong. Whatever I judge them as, is it making any difference to them? If I'm sitting in my house, I don't even know those people. Is it making any difference to them? No. But who is it making a difference to? It is making a difference to me. Because when I judge, as I judge, and when I judge whether this is right or this is wrong, we talked about it that righteousness, feeling right about something, no, this is wrong and this is right. Righteousness too, this was the discussion from last time, that righteousness too only leads to resentment. Now, who does that resentment belong to? That resentment belongs to me. That resentment is not going to play out in their life. No, no. That resentment is going to keep making its way, finding its way into my life. First, I am judging somebody on the outside who I do not even know, and then I will be judging myself. I remind people when they judge, and let us say this conversation is happening in front of me, and I remind people that, you know what, we can never be sure of what passage we have been through before we came to this particular life. Yeah, I haven't committed any murders in this life, and I don't plan to commit any murders in this life. But really, can I be so absolutely sure that I have not, in some of my other previous forms, in some of my other costumes that I have taken up, can I be absolutely sure that I have not committed those very crimes that I am judging people against? I have come over here today and I'm completing the cycle on earth. That means been there, done that. हो चुका है, हम कर चुके हैं. When there was a time I was still new to my own journey, and one day I was sitting and judging somebody, saying, I mean, how can they be behaving so badly, and they are so rude and they are so mean, and how can they be doing this? And money put me in touch with one of my own lives, where I was a sister to somebody, and I ran away with all their money, all the money of my younger sister. Okay, so money shows me this story of like I was this person, जिसकी मैं अभी judgment कर रही हूँ. I was their older sister, and I ran away with all their money and I cheated them of their money. And so, now I'm kind of simply just repaying that money back. As I do that, I'm just repaying that money back. As I looked at that, and money said, now, you know what? Now you will start to go into the story. Oh, but why did I cheat? There must have been a reason. Why did this happen? There must have been a reason. So, what does it mean? The acts are exactly the same. I cheat and you cheat. But sometimes, can you tell me that in your moral value system, do you teach your children, all of us are mothers and fathers or whatever, do we teach our children, be honest, speak the truth? Do we teach our children that? Can we be 100% positive that we have followed the moral values that we teach? Can we be 100% positive that we are always speaking the truth, that we are always honest, that we are always acting from integrity? Can we at all? So, which means what? That when it comes to morals and values, the prime function of these morals and values is so that you can judge another. You can judge another where they are sitting on your moral value scale. Because otherwise, you yourself are not meeting all those parameters of the scale yourself. But you are now judging, oh, I would never do this. I can lie sometimes, but that is just a soft lie, a white lie, which helps people. Yeah, a lie is a lie, but now you've got a story around it, a story that is making you feel better. So, what is it between the judgments? There is another story playing out over there. And the story is making you feel bad. So, it's all about the story. The actions that we are all doing are pretty much the same. Whether from this life or another life, we can never tell where all we have been through and where we are going towards. Can you absolutely be positive that in your family, your extended family or whatever, nobody will ever even think of committing a murder? How can you be completely sure? You never know what circumstances, what stories are going to play around. So, as you judge somebody else, what place are you sitting in? You're sitting in the body, and you're sitting in the space of right and wrong. This seems right to me, and this seems wrong to me. When something seems right, okay, that's perfectly fine. But when something seems wrong, now, what are you doing? It is hitting your value system, and you are creating a little bit more hate. For whom? When you create a little bit more hate, we've also had this particular webinar on hate itself, hate for a religion, for a particular religion. Then, when you are creating that hate, who is that hate for? It's not for anybody on the outside. It's not a judgment of anybody on the outside. All of these emotions, these frequencies are what you are creating for yourself. When you create the resentment that, oh, these people are thieves and they act like this, you are not really judging a thief on the outside. You are judging your own self. And when you go through, let us say you have to steal something, some story comes up, you're really in dire need of food, and now you have to steal something, and you might go ahead and steal. And then what will you create from it? You might create guilt, or you might create a story to justify it. So if it's all about stories, the one thing that I remind people is walk away from stories. Do not get into the story. So whatever story you hear, what do I do when I hear of some such stories? I move into the energy space, because that is the only place I can have clarity about what is happening. First question that answers me is, what am I feeling when I look at this scenario? If I'm feeling the disgust, or if I'm feeling that this is completely wrong, I'm feeling that they haven't done the right thing, then who is the work on? The work is on me. The work is not on the outside. The work is on me to come into wholeness. Wholeness of what? If I'm sitting over here today judging them, I've been there, I've done that. I've been there, I've done that. I've walked that entire passage, it's behind me, and I don't have a recollection. But I have been there, done that. These are all experiences of the earth. And you are coming to an end of your experiences on earth because you are gathering, or rather beginning to understand oneness, beginning to understand wholeness. For everybody who's done my program, I don't say to people, be honest. I don't say to people, hold these values of honesty and integrity. I say to people, come into the wholeness. I'm honest and I'm dishonest too. And that is the acceptance of both sides, the one who is committed, the one who's not committed. Both sides are me only. So those who listen to me all the time, it's a very common tool. I call it the wholeness tool. And it's a very common tool where I say, if you're sitting on one side that, oh, that person is right because they did this and this is the right thing to do, you are applauding yourself for being on that right space. But immediately look into, I'm right and I'm wrong too. So the other side of the story also belongs to me only. And that is where it comes into full acceptance of the self. So now to go into the topic itself, morals and values are nothing, but we are taught judgments. So then you would say, so should we not have morals at all? Should we not teach our kids any morals at all? What should we do? Whatever makes you happy. You can teach them whatever you want, but what will they receive from you? Your parents taught you honesty. Were you always honest? No. Life played to make you experience your honest self and your dishonest self. So values sat at one place, but life played to make you experience both of those parts. No matter what part of value you look into, these are moral and ethical values. Then you have also, your personal values like, oh, courage is my personal value. But are you able to act from your personal, value of, I honor courage. I wish to act from courage. I prefer to act from courage. Fine. But are you always able to do that? No. Life itself will show you that you are courageous and you are fearful too. So when we look at morals and values and what you want to teach your children whatever makes you happy. It makes you happy to say, beta, never lie. That's perfect. But don't hold an expectation from them that just because you told them, they will never lie. Do not hold that expectation because these values are very nice to teach, very nice to talk about. I don't know of a single person who has had, who has not had a breakdown of values at some point or another. And what does it mean when you have a breakdown of values? When you look at it in energy terms, the only thing it means is that life itself is showing you that you are not just this, you are that too. Life itself will show you that. It'll take you there because life's job is not to put you more into judgment. As a matter of fact, it is to bring you inwards by releasing those judgments and being able to see yourself in fullness, in wholeness, as this and that. I am that, and then I'm this too. So being able to sit in both the places. And so whenever faced with, all of us will read news and we will have an opinion. And what I'm telling to you right now is my opinion. You are free to discard it and keep judging. But this opinion, a little bit different from other opinions because it does not sit on evaluating what is right and wrong in what's happening around us. This news, oh my God, that person did this person did that. It's not sitting there. It's sitting to experience the energy space of it all. And what do I do? For example, earlier, I used to hold this very, very high moral ground that if anybody rapes anyone, they should be castrated. That was a simple answer. They should just be castrated. They shouldn't hold that tool with which they managed to rape somebody. Easy answer. Yeah. Today, when this happens, I'm the same person, but I have moved forward in my judgment of right and wrong. When somebody got raped and someone raped, today I understand that it was an energetic imprint that both of them created together. So, in this event that I started the story with about this young girl who killed her fiance in, for love of somebody else or whatever. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter who is right and who is wrong, but all the three of them, their energies are creating this event outside. Even the one who got to die, even his energies are the ones. Death cannot come to us on the asking of another. Death will come to us when it is a play of our energy itself. So, this is a play of our energy that is creating the entire events on the outside. And as we look at this, today, what is it that I do? I bless them all. I bless them all. I bring myself inwards and saying, they're wearing these costumes like I must have worn at some time. Today, these are the people wearing these costumes, and may their journey through this entire maze be sped with ease and grace. May they finish their journey with ease and grace. May they find this costume, moving through its roles fast enough, whatever words come to mind. But this is what I look at, and this is how I look at events that call for value systems and moral judgments. Yeah. So all of this while, as we grew up, we have Aesop's fables, which, Panchtantra ki kathaएं, in every language or whatever, we have moralistic stories. And we are taught these morals because that is the right thing to do. And again, as we teach this to our children, it's fun. Go ahead. Teach them to be, to be this and to be that. But where will they go? What will they be? That is not decided by you. It's not even decided by whatever you instilled in them. There is no installation. They come with their own energies and they will play as per their energies. So from the best of households, I have seen, criminals come out from there. And from the worst of places, I have seen kind individuals come out of there. So what is it that is really, pushing them in that direction? If it's a criminal, then he should have only a lineage of criminal children and grandchildren? No, it'll be decided upon by the energy of that who is born in that family. That is it. The energy decides who you are going to be. Your morals don't decide who you are going to be. From the morals that you have in you, you will get to judge whom? Yourself. You will get to, hold resentment towards whom? You think it's towards the others, the ones who are, oh, that one uses this kind of money, that one uses black money, and they've made so much of money, and I don't know how they can do this. They are robbing the country, they're doing this, they're doing that. Who is the one who's building up resentment in this story? Them or you? The ones who are, whatever, abuse of money. This is not how money is supposed to be. Oh, I love what Pratibha's background was just now, a herd of cows. But anyways.
They were all outside my house, just half an hour back.
Okay. But yeah, moved away from, you cleared up the background so we couldn't get to see that. But anyways, so going back to the morals, nobody is getting hurt by your value system except for you. That's the clear-cut, that's the clear-cut message for today. That if you uphold a value system, okay, do it. Does it make you feel good? Yes. But when somebody else is not doing it, or when you yourself have to act against your value system, then who are you? Time it is to step back and to accept in wholeness that this is you and that is you too. Both of you are Shiva in this space and in that space. And when you judge other people for whatever they are doing, remember, they too are Shiva. It's just their costume in this particular life, their journey that they have to go through. You've probably been through it already. But now that you've been through it and you just can't remember it, it doesn't mean that you have to judge. You can be in gratitude for this, that I must have done this, been there, done that, and I'm done with this. Thank God that in this life, I don't have to be a murderer. That's not my journey. Thank God for that. And you simply come into gratitude and you bless those that you are judging because they don't exist. There is only you and nobody else. Yeah, that is a short talk for today. All right, let's take a deep breath in and do a little bit of a meditation. Anybody has any questions? I forgot. Somebody is, let me just check. Be kind, be samajhdar, somebody says. Yeah. Be kind, be samajhdar. Be samajhdar. Okay, be samajhdar. But when you're being an idiot, then understand that I am samajhdar and I'm an idiot too. And instead of running away from that, which is what we do, don't run away. Simply be in the space of I am both. I am all. I am kind and I'm unkind too. Be kind, yeah, one of those things that, be kind to everybody, be kind to every religion, be kind to people who don't have enough, etc., etc. Are you always kind? Liars. Huh? So that's how it is. You don't have to be kind. You're allowed to be kind and unkind. You're allowed to be samajhdar and a complete idiot. You're allowed. It's your journey through both of those spaces. Yeah? All right. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I take energy from me now. Give it a moment and think about what is the biggest judgment that you hold for yourself? The biggest judgment that you hold for yourself, whether it's a physical aspect of you or a mental makeup or the way that your life has played out. What is the one judgment that you hold for yourself? Take a look at the judgment and see if it's serving you. Is it serving you? Is it making you feel lighter? Is it making you happier? Those are the ways that some of our judgments serve us. So this one, the biggest one that you have for yourself, is it serving you? Is it making you happy? If so, hallelujah. Then simply hug yourself. But if not, if you're holding on to a judgment and you can see it in this moment, as you sit in menal frequency and the answer has come to you right now, be with that judgment for a moment and allow it. Allow it. Let us say that the judgment is about some aspect of your body. No running away from it, simply allowing it. Yes, this is my body and this is who I am. Accepting it and allowing it. Or a character trait of yourself. Let us say you're too impatient. Then, yes, I am impatient. And this is how I am. And this is who I am. Allowing it. Accepting it. Not running away from it. Not trying to make it better. Not changing it. Not yet. And just accepting it. And now, whatever is the other part, the opposite of that judgment, bringing you to the wholeness too. Take a look at that word as well. Let us say, You decided that you were impatient. Then the opposite is patient. And so taking a look at that word and finding in your memory places where you have been the opposite as well. You have been patient, and if you thought that you're fearful, then places where you have been fearless. Find them in your memory. If it's a physical space, let us say you think of yourself as I'm fat, find a place where you've been thin, even if for 2 days, but you've been thin. Find that place. And simply then, this line, I am this and I am that too. I am both. I am all. I'm here to experience all the experiences of earth. I'm here to experience through this costume in this life. I am not just this costume. I am all. I am not just this body. I am all. Now think about your judgment, the one that you thought of first, and smile at it. It's okay. I am you, and I'm not you. A distance has been created between you and your judgment. Now, just simply looking at a person in your life, anybody whom you judge in a manner that it doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve the relationship. Think of any person where you judge and that judgment is not serving this relationship. Firstly, understanding that the relationship is not outside. It's you with a part of you, a part of you that you don't like in this moment. You're judging them, you think, but no, you're only judging yourself. And so, the aspect of them that you don't like, look at that. And again, this judgment that you have on them. And now simply turning the finger inwards. I am that too. So move into the memory and find a place where you exactly behave the way like them, like the characteristic that you don't like. Find it. You'll find it. It'll come to you. You're just like them. And so you are them. And you are not them too. You're both. You are all. A relationship on the outside that is not working is still pointing to where the work remains on the inside. There is no other. Oh, money, oh, money, oh, money. All right, everybody. A short little piece on morals and values. If you thought I was going to be moralistic and teaching you which values to hold on to and which values to shed, here it is. Hold on to whatever makes you happy, shed whatever makes you happy. But when you teach it to others, don't expect that they will be living by your moral standards. Your moral standards are only going to make you experience resentment, make you experience discomfort, make you experience breaking of heart, make you experience anger, etc., etc. All right, lots and lots of love to everyone. Yeah, lots and lots of love to everyone. I thought, should I bring in a few more examples of moral systems? And I said, no, it's all around us in this society. Love is described in so many ways. You can only love one, you cannot love another in one way. And then you have an affair and all of that stuff, all being looked into from the moralistic perspective. And then when you just let go of that, somebody just came to me the other day and said, I have this affair going on, and what should I do? And I said, does it make you happy? He says, yeah. I said, okay, then go with it. He did not expect this answer. He thought I'll give him one lecture on how marriage is so important. And I said, if it makes you happy, go with it. But then know that that happiness is going to be short-lived, because true happiness is going to be found only within. But yet, I'm not going to stop you. Go with it. Go with whatever makes you happy. It's one life. I don't believe in, papers of marriage documents saying that this is where love belongs. But I do believe in it, that if something is not making you happy in your current scenario, it's not about them, it's about you. The finger has to come with it. So do whatever you wish to do, but at least spend some time to bring the finger within. Okay, everybody. On that advice on moral grounds, lots of love. Thank you, everybody. Lots and lots of love to all of you.
Thank you.
Lots of
Love
love.
you, love you,
Bye
love you.
bye.
Thank you.